next story up. Pardi versus Meg Thee Stallion. Oh, you guys, this is a story that just will not end, will it? I thought it was over, but it's not. So, you know, when Meg got shot by Tory Lanez, and I don't have to say allegedly any longer because he's in jail for that. I know some people don't believe that he did or didn't. We got all that. I'm just telling you guys what the facts are. When the man was convicted for shooting her in her foot, when she came to the courthouse and testified, I just had a feeling, I wasn't really sure, but I had a feeling that her and Pardi were not together anymore. It just seemed like it. I don't know if I expected the man to be there with her. I mean, they're not married, so, you know, I don't know if I expected him to be. Something just felt like she probably was like, I'm done with everything. They weren't on social media. We weren't seeing them, you know, her or him. Not together anyway. He may have still been posting, but she wasn't posting anything with him and all that. And the more that I started to see that he wasn't getting posted and he wasn't around, I was just like, these two probably are no longer together. And then she surfaced with that soccer player, and then it was like, okay, yeah, no, they are not together. Okay. And we just thought that was gonna be it. I just figured that, you know, Meg probably had a lot going on in her life, and the relationship just couldn't survive it. Okay, that's what I was thinking. But then she came out with the song Cobra. She came out with this new album, and on this album, you know, she had already billed it as being, you know, her being very vulnerable and letting people know how she felt and what she has been going through, her depression, you know, her losing family, her losing friends, just a lot. So this was supposed to be a very personal album. I think she wanted it to be her maybe her lemonade of sorts, you know, like just kind of talking about what she had been through and all that. While it didn't quite hit like Lemonade did, you know, of course, a lot of people took to the song Cobra, which was the first song that they released. She did the did the video for it. And in that song, she talks about Pardi. Well, let me take that back. In the song, she talks about an ex of hers cheating, getting caught giving somebody giving them a blowjob on their bed that they share together. But it was just one line. Like I said, she never mentioned Pardi, and that was it. Now, in Pardi's defense, of course, us knowing that her and Pardi were together, of course, most people are going to assume that's who she was talking about. But she never said a name. But social media assumed that she meant Pardi. The people who might not get so or know so much about Megan, because even I thought that she was talking about Pardi. Okay. But I've seen in the comments people saying, oh, she wasn't even talking about him. Like, I was just like, well, who was she talking about? Because do we know all her boyfriend? I mean, we have heard stories about Megan sleeping around or whatever, but we haven't heard, like, Pardi was the boyfriend. He was the official. So of course that's who the people are going to think of. But people were like, no, she wasn't even talking about him. Oh, okay. Well, Pardi felt like she was talking about him, obviously. So Pardi came out with that song. Remember I told you guys about, he said it was not for Megan Thee Stallion. It was for Megan the woman. Okay. And this was supposed to be him just like letting all his feelings out about what was going on with Megan and the reason that they broke up and all that. And in the song, basically, he just said that she wasn't a nice person. She lies a lot. She's sleeping around some of his homeboys, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I mean, reasons why people break up. You know, relationships don't last. You know, you don't put a whole bunch of stock in it. Motherfuckers is hurt because they broke up, so it's gonna be all that, right? And then I did a video and I told you guys that I felt like that was like kind of bitch made, because men usually will just lick their own wounds and go off into their own sunset and just get over it and move on. And you guys told me, Roxanne, that's not right. You shouldn't expect him to just get over it. You wouldn't tell a woman to just get over it. So why does he have to get over it? And I said, okay, I mean, I guess. All right. I still think the shit is bitch made, but okay, I'll give him that. He should be able to express himself, you know. Fine. But, still people wanted to talk to him about it. So he's gone on interviews, and he was on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about, they were asking him, about the song, and the situation with, Megan, and, he was just kind of expounding on whatever the song was about and all of that, and just talking about their relationship. But it's just sort of like, okay, you did the album, and then you also now doing press tour about your relationship. Like, okay, I was willing to let you just have the song, but now now you talking about, you going on interviews and stuff. Too much, just too much. So then after that, she had to get on social media. What was that? After that, she had to get on social media, and then she started just talking. And, we haven't heard Meg Thee Stallion like really talking about what's going on with her in a long time. I mean, she said that she put everything in her song, in her album, because she was hoping that people would just listen to her album and realize where she was coming from. But since that ain't happened, and since everybody's still down her throat about what's going on, now she got to get on social media and she got to talk. So she's talking about the shooting and Kelsey, and how she already knew Kelsey never shot her. She never said Kelsey shot her. Kelsey's mad at her because she never went online and said that, Kelsey wasn't responsible. But Megan's whole thing was like, I didn't want to get online, period, and talk about nothing. You get online and tell them that you didn't shoot me. Okay. Kelsey wouldn't do that. So Megan's point was just like, either she was paid off or her life is in danger, because why wouldn't you clear your own self? Okay. She talked about that. She talked about Pardi, how, okay, I never said your name. You got caught feelings and assumed that I was talking about you. Like, what do you want from me? Were you or were you not the person that was getting a blowjob on the bed that I sleep on? Okay. Now, if you answer that yes, then nigga, I was able to say what I said in my song because it was true. And if you say no, then nigga, why you all in your feelings? Because I wasn't talking about you anyway. That's kind of how Megan's point is. Again, in Pardi's defense, Megan has to understand that because he was the biggest, he was the most named. We knew his name when they were together and everything. Of course, people are going to assume that he was the one that you were talking about. She has to know that. But I guess she's like, I can't worry about that. Like, I can't worry about what this nigga go through. He put me through some shit, so I'm going to say something. I'm going to give him the courtesy of not saying his name, so maybe he won't, he won't for sure. If he don't never say nothing, nobody can say 100% for sure that she was talking about Pardi. Well, now he done came out and did all this, right? But listen, I think that Megan is going through growing pains. I think that Megan is realizing some things about herself that maybe she didn't like. Okay, because she was even saying, even though it kind of felt like she was passing, like trying to put the blame on somebody else, but I don't think that that's what she was doing. But what she said, I was out, I was wilding, I was drinking all the time, I was acting the fool. I mean, we have heard a lot of things about Megan. I have a feeling that Megan probably was not the nicest person, probably was kind of messing around with people. I think that she took stock of her life, which many of us have done. There's sometimes it gets to a point in your life where you got to look at your shit and be like, I ain't doing this right. And this ain't going to turn out well for me if I continue this way. Okay, you ain't got to tell people that, but you can know that within yourself. Like, I need to make some changes because this ain't. And I think that that's probably what Megan did. Like, I need to cut all of these people because I got a lot of yes people around me. Nobody that's going to tell me what we should and should not do. Okay. And that comes with being a celebrity. Bitch, it is hot. Bitch, it's hot in here. I'm sorry. But anyway, that comes with being a celebrity, having a lot of yes people around you. But sometimes you just realize, like, okay, I need to change some things. Okay, maybe I'm not the best person when it comes to this, that, and the other. You guys know that it bothered me when we found out that Kelsey was with Tori and then Meg. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff. And so I was just like, yeah, that's one of them things that I don't like. But I like the fact that she realized that there were some things in her life that she needed to change. And then she's making the point to change it. Like, I'm trying to make my life better now. And you guys still want to hold me back. You want to pull me back. Well, that's the nature of the beast. Social media and all of that. You know, that's probably why now she's not on social media as much. And when the only time when she's on is she's working out or something, she does her cute little fun videos of like, you know, what she's doing, like events and things like that. But her personal life, like she's not doing that no more. I don't blame her, you know. But yeah, I mean, I think that relationships fall apart and all of that. I think that is just harder for Megan because she's a known personality. A lot of people don't like her. And everything, but I think that Pardi, because then after all that happened, I didn't finish the story. After all that happened, and then Pardi came back out again. He said a whole lot of nothing this time. He was a whole bunch of shuffling and shifting around. Nigga, sit still. Anytime somebody be doing all that moving and drinking water and can't just sit there and tell us what the problem is, I'm like, something wrong with you. You lying. All right, we're gonna get somebody in here to read some body language because it don't take all this. Oh, he just moving around, he switching, he turning, he drinking the water, he set the water down, he come up close to the camera, he get back, he's sitting. I was just like, Pardi, enough. Okay, just leave it alone. Y'all broke up. You wish her well. I'm assuming she wishes you well. And y'all let that be that. Okay, but yeah. We don't see too many times when men just like really get on social media and just really just be expressing themselves. So maybe that's a new phenomenon that I need to get used to. But I'm old school, you guys. So when I see a man up there, I just be like, oh, okay, you know, I guess so, child. They don't make them like they used to anymore. Next story. I'm about to die. Had to plug y'all in. Make sure we in good. All right, next story. Child, my notes. I'm just talking off the top of my head. Can y'all tell? I didn't really write no notes or nothing. I was just like, it's Christmas time. Y'all just gonna get straight off the dome Rocky today. Next story, you guys. The residencies in Vegas that's fixing to blow up next year, you guys, honey. Vegas about to be popping. I was just like, come on, Vegas. You know, it's been a resurrection of these residencies. I mean, they've been having residencies since the 40s. Okay, started with Frank Sinatra, the Rat Pack. Look, I wrote all the different, the very well-known residencies that have happened. So we had Frank Sinatra, we had the Rat Pack. Liberace actually was the very first residency in Vegas. Then it went on to Frank. And then it was the Rat Pack, which was Joey Bishop, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. And you know, they've always been synonymous with Vegas anyway. Back in the days when Vegas was ran by gangsters and everything. Vegas is now very big corporate business now. Okay, it's not the same unless you go downtown in Horseshoe and, you know, Binions and all of that shit that's down there. You know, I don't know if the families still own those hotels down there, but the Strip is strictly big business. But anyway, so then we knew of the next wave of residencies that we had. You guys remember Britney Spears had a residency out there. Billy Joel had a residency out there. Elton John had a residency out there. Jennifer Lopez had a residency out there. Even Mariah Carey, Diana Ross, Def Leppard, they all had residencies out there. Okay. And those were very successful residencies as well. And then kind of after that wave of residencies, then it kind of was like Vegas was like, I think Cher said it was like the place that everybody goes to for your career to die. Like if you had a show in Vegas, that meant that shit was real tough for you. Okay. And Cher at the time had a show out there. So that's why she was talking from experience. But, so it did kind of have a lull But then there was a new explosion of residencies. And people, there were some short residencies that happened out there. Cardi B had one, even Drake had one. Okay. But it was a short couple of weeks or something like that. But then we got Boys to Men. We got Celine Dion. Now you guys remember Celine Dion was a huge residency out there. Boys to Men was a big one as well. And then time has gone on, and now we have found ourselves to now where now everybody is going back to Vegas to see the shows. And we had Katy Perry had a residency at the new hotel there. I can't think of the name of it, but it's a new hotel down closer to the end of the strip, closer to Circus. I think it's owned by the Hilton, child. Y'all know I love Vegas. We've been to Vegas 90,000 trillion times. But so then we had Katy Perry, then Adele, and most recently, in the hugest name that we know of is Usher. He had a huge residency there that went for a long time. They even extended it. It just ended. I think December 2nd was the last show. We saw a video of Usher crying because I'm sure he was very proud of himself for finishing out that residency. Everybody that I know that went to see him loved it, said it was a great show. I still regret not going. Me and Mr. tried to go, but he wasn't there every day. So there were times, weeks when he wasn't there, and I could just never line up the times. Just never could line up the times for other things that we had. So we didn't get to see him. So that is a regret. But next year, you guys, we got some residencies coming up, and I am determined to at least get to one of them. But they have announced that Wu-Tang Clan is going to be having a residency out there. I have no plans of seeing Wu-Tang. I never was a Wu-Tang Clan fan. Although we love Method Man. But anyway, so they're going to have a residency. They announced that Jodeci was going to have a residency out there. I'm not sure what hotel they're going to be at. But I was like, good for Jodeci, because contrary to what a lot of people realize is that Jodeci actually still sounds good live. We saw them when they performed with New Edition, and I was actually bummed. It could have really just been Jodeci and New Edition. I didn't have to have Charlie Wilson. Okay. They still sounded good. All of them was there. So let's hope that they all can make it to the, to the residency. I know everybody's still struggling with their addictions and whatever, but hopefully they can make it to these residencies, because they still sound good. Like their songs, like they sang, of course they sang all their hits I was rocking. I was not ready for them to go. So yes, I think that this is going to be good as long as we can keep everybody sober and healthy. Okay, because that's their problem. You guys know that they have, JoJo has a drinking problem. KC has drinking and drug problems. Dalvin, and I actually saw Mr. Dalvin. Mr. Dalvin was performing. He was, I don't know what he was doing. It was on his social media, but he was trying to, I guess, show us that he still got it. I was like, Mr. Dalvin, you was always the fine one. Go sit down. We didn't look at you for the music. Okay, you was just like what my boy name is from B2K, the one that I always thought what's his name? Can't even think of it now, but you was that one. Okay, we just the fine one. We never thought that you was the one that was doing anything else. Okay, we knew that other one was the writer, producer, the musician, the talent. And then we knew that JoJo and Casey sang, but Mr. Dalvin, you was there strictly for just aesthetics. Over here doing that damn. I saw him on the damn video. I said, nigga, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere over here, do all this. Yeah, I think that they'll do fine. Also, though, the residency that I'm looking forward to the most, the one that I plan on going to, is Boys to Men. Again, I don't know. I mean, sorry, Boys to Men. Did I just say that? But Boys to Men, Jodeci, and New Edition. Even though New Edition is older, those three, I can remember listening to their albums right when I first got out of high school. Like, those three albums was in for real rotation, But, New Edition is gonna be the one. I'm going to that. Yeah, I don't give a fuck where they are. I've got to go. I just love New Edition. They're one of my favorite groups. And seeing them in concert, they did so well. I would love to just see them. I don't need to see all these other people. I just want to see New Edition. You know, Bobby Brown, BBD, and New Edition, all of them together. Okay. And they have enough music, they can make it work. They don't need nobody else. So yeah, looking forward to it. Are you guys going to any of the residencies? Tell me about the residencies that you guys have been to in Vegas. Have you seen any of these shows? I have never seen a show in Vegas, not like this. You know, we've been to some of the other things that they've had out there, but no concerts. So, and now that they have the Sphere out there, they're supposedly, the rumor is they're trying to get Beyonce to do a residency at the Sphere. Now, I don't know if that would be awesome. Okay, because they said that U2 had just a couple of nights there, but they considered that their residency, even though they was just there a couple of nights, but they made over $100 million just on them couple of nights. So the Sphere is the new attraction out there, and it's so beautiful. I don't know, is it an actual hotel in there? Can people stay there as well? I'm not sure how it goes, but they're trying to say that they're trying to get Beyonce to do a resident. I don't see her doing that. That's not her thing, but stranger things have happened. We don't know. I mean, Adele did it. I don't think that I ever thought that Adele would do it, or Mariah Carey. And so, you know, maybe. At the Sphere, I think that would be an awesome show to go to. Can you imagine just all of just everything? I think it would be great. So yeah, you guys let me know about the residencies that you have been to, and which ones you're looking forward to going to next year. All right, you guys, next story up. You guys will be happy to hear that Kenya&Marc, and Marc Daly, her estranged husband of 3 years, they have finally finalized their divorce. Now, actually, they were married for 4 years, but 3 years that they've been going through this divorce, they only were actively married for 1 year. So this is a divorce that lasted longer than the damn marriage. And I didn't never understand why it was taking so long, because they didn't even do anything together. They weren't together long enough to establish anything. He already had his business. She was already obviously a celebrity and on Real Housewives. And I thought that it should have been a clean enough fucking break. Now, the problem was going to be not a problem, but you know, they have a baby together. And so, in the fact that he lives in New York, she lives here in Georgia, I would imagine that would have been, but I thought that was going to be really the only problem that these two was having, but they was fighting over, I was just like, what are y'all fighting over? Yeah, well, now I guess we found out. So they didn't finally finalized everything. And now, you know, they're joint custody or whatever. Child, why they say, now I don't know if this is true, because you know how they be on the blogs, but they said that Marc wants her to pay him child support $571 or something a month. I was just like, Marc, really? Because he said that he only makes $2,000 a month and Kenya makes $50,000 a month. So she should be able to come up off this $571. I guess Marc said, nigga, you gonna give me all my fucking money. I don't give a fuck. You know how some people be like, my change, please. And they be like, oh, it was only 12 cents. Yeah, I know, 12 cents. Thank you. Bitch, you gonna give me all my money. And Marc was like, nah, I'm gonna go on and take that $571. Okay, so that's what anyway, that's what the blogs are saying. I was just like trifling. What was that $571 gonna do for you, Marc? Your restaurants ain't doing it? I mean, maybe not. But I guess Marc said no, he want whatever is owed to him, he gonna take it. Now, Kenya says that she's very, very glad that this process has been over. She's thankful for all the people that sent up the prayers to the good Lord when she needed them, because I'm sure this has been a very frustrating and tiring process. However, they are divorced now. She's now committed to being a great mother to her little girl, Brooklyn. I know she wants to expand her family, even though she didn't say that part, but I know she wants to have another child. I don't know if she's going to or not. And she says she's a hopeless romantic. So she still believes in love, you know, she still believes in happily ever after. She still believes that her man is out there, and, you know, she will make it to that person, and her and Brooklyn will be happy with this new guy. And, you know, so, you know, good for her. Good for her. I mean, this divorce, I mean, we was all tired. I was just like, why is it taking so damn long? But now we see it was Marc, which is not surprising, because that Marc he's a pain in the pussy too. I know Kenya probably some days was like, how the fuck was I in love with you? Okay, just a damn asshole. $571. Kenya was like, I'll write the check gladly. Get out of my hair. Okay, Kenya more hair care. Anyway, you guys, they are now divorced. They are both free. For those of you might be interested, you can shoot your shot at either one of them. All right, you guys, next story up. See, I like when I do these kind of stories because I ain't got to have notes for these stories. Child, how many of you guys sent a little prayer up while we was talking about praying for folks? How many of y'all sent a prayer up for Croy? I was like, man, it's not funny. You know, y'all know when I'm telling the story, I'm laughing and shit, but it really ain't no funny matter. But, you know, some people did try to warn Croy about Kim. I don't even really remember but apparently his family was trying to tell him not to marry her and everything. Like, I don't remember exactly what the discussion was about Kim with his family, but I do remember his parents not necessarily being happy about these two getting together. Now, I don't know what's happened over the years. Maybe they've all come around and, you know, you get to be family, you get to know people, and you just have to deal with it. Like, well, the motherfucker's together. That's his wife. That's her husband. So we gonna have to just deal. Okay. So I thought that everything was okay. But, you know, of course, last year or maybe earlier this year, we started to find out about them having their money issues. They were about to lose their home. It was in foreclosure. Remember, they said it was going to be on the courthouse auction block here in Atlanta. And they were able to save it. And remember, Kim was just like, I got enough money and blah, 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 and everybody need to stay out of my business and all of that. Okay. We got out of business. And then a couple of months later, here we were again. More problems with that house, ain't got no money and all that. Shortly after that, we found out that these two have decided that they are going to break up. Now, at first we thought that it was going to we thought that they were just trying to pull our leg because Kim was trying to get on a show. And while I do still believe that Kim would like to be on a show, no, I think that the divorce was real. Okay. But these two have decided to stay in the house together, and this is the problem. It is way, 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 way too contentious in that house. Okay? Some people can go through a divorce and cohabitate. I don't know how people do it, but we hear folks that do it all the time. Okay? But in this case, this is a situation where somebody needs to get their ass out that house. Nobody has left because they ain't got no money. So nobody can afford to even move anywhere. I'm sure that his lawyers have told him and her that if whoever moves, you guys, now you're going to have rent, which means that you were able to come up with some money somewhere, which means that that money could have gone towards a bill that you have, like some shit that you've fallen behind on. So you can't even, he's stuck unless he goes and moves with a friend or family or something. But he can't go and generate a new contract for anywhere. And neither can she, really. I mean, it wouldn't be smart to, I would say, anyway, because they're trying to do, I think, bankruptcy and all of this. Anyway, there ain't no money. And you know, first of all, when shit is tense and, you know, your spouse is getting on your goddamn nerves and you got 15,000 kids and is no money coming in from nowhere. Yeah, that is a Molotov cocktail, child, just waiting to blow. Throw it through somebody's window and it's gonna go off. Okay, so he is at his wit's end because can you imagine dealing with Kim? First of all, you can't never tell if the bitch is lying or telling the truth. I shouldn't call her a bitch because I don't like that. That's not nice. Okay. First of all, you can't tell if the girl is lying or telling the truth. Half the time she's lying. We don't trust nothing that comes out of her damn mouth. Okay. And we really don't now. And now Croy has finally, he may have seen it a long time ago, but he finally letting us know that he know. Because Remember I told you guys a while ago that the kids ended up calling the police because they were afraid, because they were arguing so bad and it was not calming down. And I think Kim was crying. It had been turned into a big mess. So the kids had called the police. So the police came out. Remember I told you guys about that a couple of months ago. Well, now they've released the video from the body cam. And the police is coming up the driveway and Croy is out there having a full mental break. It's actually very, very sad and nothing to laugh about. He is so frustrated with Kim. You know, the police is trying to calm him down. He's on his property. He's yelling and screaming, of calling her a narcissist. You know, when the police is asking her asking him what was the problem, and he said that, you know, she doesn't have ability to solve problems or do anything, but she lies all the time. You can't believe anything that she says. We were like, dang, Croy, we tried to tell you, baby. They tried to tell you. Okay. And Kim was fine with Croy as long as the money was there. But now that the money is gone and, you know, they losing their house and their vehicles and all of that, well, she don't really have much use for Croy, but they're in the same house, and you guys know how it goes. Sometimes you just got urges and shit, and so they probably still having sex, but then it's like they mad at each other, but you know, and then maybe there might be times where it might be kind of good, so then you think maybe we can work it out, but then something happens and it's a big you guys know what it's like when you get to an end of a relationship. So the fact that they all in that house together, somebody is going to get hurt. And the way that Croy was going off and screaming and yelling, not listening to the police, because the police was like, calm down, come here. And he wasn't really listening to the police. And if he was one of us, you already know that scene would have played out differently. But anyway, the police did give him the space, but he was just, and she was in the car, and she was supposedly crying in the car, and he was yelling and screaming out there. I know them kids that was in their house looking down at their parents with all of that foolishness, like somebody gotta go. He is gonna hurt Kim. He is gonna hurt Kim. And she's so in your face and I don't give a fuck and that kind of a personality. I mean, Kim is over there trying anything to get some money. Y'all saw that now she done announced that she pregnant. And we don't know if that's true or not, but we do know that they still over there and they fucking. But then he say that she also having sex with other men, because Kim is just like, I got to you know, Kim got to secure the bag again. The bag is no longer secure. She was with Big Papa when that ran out. She got with Croy. Now this is running out, and it's time for Kim to make a move. Got to shake a leg. gotta get on up out of there. And, you know, Croy just had to learn the hard way. It's too bad. It is really too bad. But if Kim could just get herself on the show, but now nobody is trying to bring her in because they got too much drama, you know. And the only way, I mean, she could start her own show, pay, you know, a camera crew to follow her and everything, but she don't have the money. So it's like she can't do anything and nobody is throwing her a bone. It's just like, Kim, girl, you're going to have to make it work over there all you can. So that's why she over there telling y'all that her daughter pregnant and she can't wait to be a granny and now she pregnant and all that. Child, just all lies. I wouldn't trust nothing from Kim over there, like Croy said. Okay, she's a narcissist. And he was just like, he can't. I just hope that they get that man out that house because he is going to hurt her. And then it's going to be tragic. You know, the kids don't need to be around that, and he don't need to get himself in any more trouble. So yeah, I'm gonna just let it go with that. But that video, I was just like, whoo. When the man gets to that point, that's when the women really need to not be around them, because he was gonna do something to her if he could have got to her. She's in that car. And she probably had them doors locked and everything. But I was just like, yes. Who out there got a room that Troy can rent? He ain't got no money though, but he can do some chores or something around the house. Y'all need a handyman? Because Croy look like he might be the one for the job, y'all. But Croy, get your ass out that house, boy. You gonna catch a case. And it ain't gonna be good. So, yeah. It's bad times at the Zolciak Bierman household. And then lastly, lastly, you guys, the Golden Globes. So they did announce the nominees for the Golden Globes. You guys know the Golden Globes is going to air, I think, in February next year. I'm not sure what the day is. The Golden Globes, and you guys know we like the Golden Globes, or we have in the past anyway, because that is the very loose, calm, fun award show. It's not stuffy like the Oscars. It's the one where they sit at the dinner tables and they have food and drinks and everybody is pretty much drunk. And then it's all for not just movies, but for TV and other things. So we like the Golden Globe because it's a mixture of the different medias and all of that, right? Of course, I've been keeping my eye on the nominees for the Golden Globes, because if you haven't been watching, if you've been under a rock, that's the only way that you have missed that they are heavy. Let me tell you, anytime you get Oprah Winfrey out on the press tours and doing all of that, you know that they are campaigning for somebody. They did this exact same thing. Her and Tyler Perry did this for Monique when they were trying to push her to get the Oscar nomination. They were pushing that movie Precious. They was doing all of that for her. This is the same thing that they are doing with Fantasia. It is so clear that they want Fantasia to win an Oscar for this movie. I'm sure that Oprah has it even more so that she wants them to win an Oscar for this movie. Not only Fantasia has been nominated, but so has Danielle Brooks. But anyway, I know that Oprah, it's an extra probably push inside of Oprah for them to win, either one of them or both of them to win, because she was snubbed when she was, back when she played Sophia in The Color Purple. So they have a lot riding on this movie. They have been everywhere. I mean, a huge push. And it's so funny because you see like the whole cast, they out there with Oprah, and anything Oprah say, it's just like they just laughing. Everything is super extra funny. It's like when the big boss come to the job. Remember when the big boss would come to the office and you always had them certain brown nosers that just laugh at everything the boss do? You guys got to make sure you're not on the phone, and make sure that you at your desk, and make sure you got your shoes on, and make sure that the heater's not on, and make sure you know how you got them kind of anytime the big people come, they just be so worried. Okay, that's how the whole cast is. Anything Oprah do, they, Oprah. Child, like the second coming or something. But yeah, they have been really trying to get Fantasia, make sure that she is out there. They want that Oscar for Fantasia. Okay. And honey, Fantasia been killing it. Oh my God, killing the press tour. I've always liked Fantasia's style. And honey, it is stepped up. She has a good stylist, but I'm sure it's on 1,000 now, because like I said, they're trying to get her nominated. Well, they did get her nominated. So I'm gonna tell you guys who all some of the more popular categories. For Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. And you guys know that this Color Purple is it's a remake of the movie, but this is a musical. So it's not the same as the regular movie. You guys have to realize that this is going to be a lot of singing and dancing in there. So if you thought you was going to get in here and see the same thing that you saw with Whoopi and Danny Glover and all that, it's not the same. Okay, so get that in your head, because I know I got my tickets for Christmas morning, and I know a lot of you guys have your tickets for that day as well. So you guys just need to know what you're going to, because you're gonna be in there. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is all this singing and shit? Yeah, it's a musical. But like I said, Fantasia Barrino was nominated for Best Performance by an Actress. So was Jennifer Lawrence for No Hard Feelings, Natalie Portman for May December, Margot Robbie for Barbie. I was just like, was Barbie that big of a movie? I mean, it was a huge box office movie, but I didn't know it was gonna be Oscar worthy. I didn't see the movie. So you guys will have to tell me whether or not it was just all that or not. But good for them. That means that Issa will be there. I mean, she was going to be there anyway. And Emma Stone for Poor Things. Okay. Best performance by an actress in a television series or comedy. Who is our black persons here? We're just going to point out the black people. It would be Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary. Okay. Let's see. Selena Gomez, she's not black, but we'll give her an honorable mention since she is Latina for Only Murders in the Building. Natasha Lyon, that's Poker Face. Natasha Lyon, or Lyon, however you say her last name, from Poker Face. Did you guys see that show, Poker Face? So good. So good. She and Maya Rudolph, I believe, are the producers for that show. And so well written, so funny. Natasha, she is so quirky, but such a cool, like, I feel like I could be her homegirl. Like, I feel like I could. That show was really good. Let's see, for best screenplay, the movies is Barbie. Who knew, child? Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Past Lives, and Anatomy of a Fall. I'm also disappointed in me this year because I only saw 2 movies this year. Now, everybody has been sending out like these like recaps of the year. So Fandango, which is where I usually buy our tickets, they sent us a recap as well. And I only saw 2 movies. I was like, let me tell you, me and Mr. used to go to the movies damn near every other weekend. I mean, we were definite movie heads, and then the pandemic just messed everything up. So I don't know none of these movies. I haven't seen none of them. You know, and normally I would have seen all these movies. So I'm going to have to step my movie game shit back up in 2024. Okay. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role. Of course, I told you already, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. Let's see, Jodie Foster for Nyad, Julianne Moore, Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer. Okay, so I think that Danielle Brooks was the only black one in there. And, you know, we root for everybody black here. Okay, that's what we do. Best television series, Abbott Elementary is up there. Let's see, have I seen any of these shows? With the exception of Abbott Elementary, I've never seen Barry, Jury Duty, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, or The Bear. I heard Ted Lasso is really, really good too. Stand-up comedy. I don't want to hear it, y'all. I'm just telling you what the damn nominations is. Chris Rock for Selective Outrage, Wanda Sykes for I'm an Entertainer, Trevor Noah for Where Was I, Amy Schumer for Emergency Contact. I know you guys got something to say about that. Sarah Silverman and for Someone You Love, and Ricky Gervais for Armageddon. I know all those names and all those people. Trevor Noah is my pick for that category. Best cinematic and box office achievement. Okay, let's see what we got here. Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy, John Wick 4, Mission Impossible, Oppenheimer, Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse, Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, and the Super Mario Brothers movie. You know what? I'm just realizing that Renaissance they probably didn't have a chance to enter because it probably was too late. Or maybe she didn't enter her name anyway. But I feel like, dang, that's too bad that Renaissance. I haven't seen the movie, but I mean, it got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it's like everybody is saying what a fantastic movie this is. So I'm surprised. So I'm wondering if she didn't make the cutoff time to enter into the race. Best performance by an actor. Let's see. Do we got anybody black in here? Bradley Cooper. No, he's not black, of course. Leonardo DiCaprio. He's not black, but King. I don't know who these other people are. Some of them might be black, but I don't know. So we're going to go with Leonardo. Because, honey, Leonardo is the key to my heart. Oh, well, not necessarily the key, but you know what? He can get in the vestibule. He can get in the landing, you know. And anyway, y'all, the Golden Globes will be airing next year, and we'll all sit and watch and see. Who are you guys' pick out of all of those folks that I named, you guys let me know who you think might be taking home a trophy. Leave all that. All right, you guys, that's it. I'm gonna get on off of here. I'm just realizing that I had the door open for part of the video. Hopefully the airplanes weren't that loud. Yeah, that's it, y'all. I'm gonna get on off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure that you thumbs up this video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars, bye.